Oh, damn it. Damn it. Shit, my head hurts. Seven woke up to find himself lying hard on a hard floor. Sorry about that. Oh, damn it. Shit, my head hurts. Lying on the hard floor, he twisted his neck around and peered around the room. Ugh, where am I? There was a small, shabby bed, a dirty sink, a toilet stall that offered no sort of privacy of any sort. As a cop, it was a place Seven had seen all too often. I'm in a cell, huh? Opposed to the toilet. The door set into the wall. Seven struggled to his feet and hobbled toward it. He gave the door a good shove, then another. Tried pulling it. It didn't open. With that, what was he expected? That was what he had expected. It wasn't like someone would put him in a cell only to leave it unlocked. He threw himself against the door a few times, but to no avail. I knew it. Seven grumbled to himself as he moved back towards the bed. He sat down. He sat there for a very long time. Just how long? He wasn't sure. At last, he began to nod off, and he had... At last, he began to nod off, and he had nearly fallen asleep when he had been aroused by a distant voice. There's... over. It's 9. The voices were far away, very far away. Seven couldn't understand what it was saying. Nonetheless, it was a voice, and a high one, most likely a child. His eyes shot open. Listening, he pulled out several distinct voices. There were at least 5 or 6, possibly more. Where were the voices coming from? He looked around the room frantically. Perhaps the door. Yo, Shafty Plays! Thank you for the follow! Thank you so much! Welcome to the channel. Thank you for the follow. Perhaps the door? No. Oh, I gotta... Whoops. I should save here while I have a chance. Oh. No, that wasn't it. What? Go out. Was it coming from the left? Was it coming from under the bed? He grabbed the bed and flipped it over with ease. There it was. There was a hole for ventilation on the wall where the bed had been, covered by the metal grate. Seven lay down on his stomach and peered through the grate. He couldn't see anything. It was too dark. Now that he'd found it, however, there was no doubt that that was the source of the voices. For a moment, he was confused. Why were there children nearby? Then he remembered what the man from Cradle Pharmaceutical had told him. How a ship that would take the kidnapped children from the wharf to a waiting passenger liner out in the ocean. Was Seven on that passenger liner? It didn't matter. What mattered was he had to find a way to the children. Seven looked at the metal grate. Could he fit through that hole? He stuck his fingers through the grate and grabbed a hold of it. Oh my god, he actually did it. Good for him. How you like that, you son of a bitch? The dark square sat open in front of him. Seven wiped sweat from his forehead and crawled inside. Sometimes the best solution for a puzzle is to just fucking break it. And I love that. That is absolutely hilarious to me. That's the Seven's solution to this puzzle, is just fucking break it. Crawled inside. Junpei waited for Seven to resume his story. The longer he waited, however, the clearer that it became that Seven had no intention of doing so. He had gone silent and simply stared off into the air as his eyes went blank. Okay, so like, what happened next? He waited long enough, but Seven shook his head. I don't remember what happens after that, but I think I found some kind of door out of the duct, and I think I found some kids too. Oh man, why can't I remember what happened next? Oh man, what happened to the kids, Seven? Did you save them? Oh, I don't know if it was me. I got this feeling. I think one of the kids died. A girl, I think? Huh? Deep in his mind, Junpei felt something very cold. Seven's head dropped and Junpei saw a look of sadness on his eyes, which he had never seen on the man before. The large man's eyes blinked rapidly as if fighting back tears, and he swallowed hard. His sigh was a melancholy sitting old abandoned building. He shook his head and spoke. Anyway, just please don't ask me anymore, okay? I really don't remember anything else. After the Junpei could hardly try and force any answers out of the man. There was nothing more he could do. Instead, Junpei just turned to his mind to try to make sense of what Seven had told him. The children who had been kidnapped 9 years before, apparently a company called Cradle Pharmaceuticals had been behind the kidnappings and had taken the children to a ship that they were on. They had been brought into the ship for a part of an experiment. Something to do with controlling human beings, Seven had said. The 16 children who had been kidnapped were subjects for the experiment. Seven had said 3 other names were Oi, Light, and Nona. That was new information. He had also learned that Seven was or had been a police officer. Still, there was very little he could do with this new information. He'd learned about the non-ring game. He had learned nothing about the non-ring gamer Zero. He had also no idea why he had been brought to the ship on the site of those experiments 9 years before. Junpei couldn't forget what Seven had said the purpose of the experiment was. To control human beings. Could such an obscure experiment have been conducted? Before long, Junpei realized he had spent quite some time finished in thought. No time for that, he chided for himself. He had work to do. Junpei shook his head quickly to clear it, and returned to his investigation, thoughts swirling in his mind. Okay, back to the investigation. Okay. 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 The drain's clogged. It looks like there's a lot of water that isn't draining out of the sink. We've got the tile, though. What am I supposed to do with this little tile? Into the desk in the middle room. Well, we took the drawer open, nothing happened. Of course, there's no way you could hide a puzzle in something that small. Yeah, I know, still, It seems like they might try to... What's that? Oh, it looks like there's something there. It looks like there's something in there. Damn, no dice doesn't work. With the angle I got, I can't see anything in there. The desk is old and rusty. The drawer that doesn't open. I wonder if it's part of the puzzle. A drawer that's old and rusty. A drawer that doesn't open. I wonder if it's part of the puzzle. I got a towel. Remove the drawer from the desk. Get the towel. Turn and face the exit alone. Hold the drawer on top of the desk. Okay. So I gotta go do that. A pair of screws are screwed into the desk right on top of the drawer. Doesn't matter how old this thing is, we're gonna have to tough time try and break it open. Probably gonna be a pain, but I think we need to figure out a way to get those screws out. We have a screwdriver. Thankfully, we have a screwdriver. Sweet, got the screws off. Take the drawer. There's nothing in here. Well, maybe the drawer. That's what we need. The drawer, huh? Yeah, let's like this thing out. Desk drawer with no mirror on the bottom. Okay. Okay. I already took the drawer out of this desk. I already took the drawer out of this desk. Damn, no dice. Doesn't matter what angle I've got from it. I can't see anything in there. Damn, no dice. Okay, it's the other one then. Sounds like something falling. What was that? I heard it too. Let's open the drawer. Let's go. Okay. I don't think there's anything else going on with this desk. Okay. So, go to the leftmost room. What? Go to the leftmost room. I've taken the handle off and the string's just hanging there. Damn it, this toilet's pretty nasty to begin with, but inside's even worse. Honestly, I'm amazed you could even bring yourself to touch it. There's nothing nasty and stuff in the world in a gross toilet. You're a real deep thinker, aren't you? A sun symbol. I've taken the handle off. Okay. Get the handle, remove the cardboard tube, take the cardboard tube, turn the face, remove the drawer, get the towel, remove the towel, put the screwdriver on the drawer handle, put the faucet, yeah, turn the sink on, get the tile. Go to the leftmost room and flush the toilet 4 times. Hold right on the control pad to speed it up. This looks like a toilet. Pretty old school toilet. I guess that makes sense though. The ship's pretty old. 2. I've taken the handle off. The string's just hanging there. But I don't have the ability to close this toilet. Go to the leftmost room. Wait. What's left? That's got to be the rightmost room, right? So this is the leftmost room and it's saying flush the toilet 7 times. So I got to flush this toilet. An old school toilet. An old school toilet. A sun symbol. I've taken the handle off. Yeah. But I want to flush you. How do I do this? I'm confused. The mirror, same height. It's the other mirror, the river, and the spring went together, solve the puzzle. Does that mean this might be a similar puzzle where the mirror? Well, there's nowhere else here apart from the mirror. I just need to pair something with this mirror. There's a mirror in the back of the room. Yeah, I wanna... Oh yeah, we could probably use this mirror to reflect the light. Now I gotta figure out where to reflect the light. Maybe if I go somewhere that's a little easier to shine light. I can see a partition over there. It seems like a pretty pointless. If I shine light on this mirror in the back, there we go. I get it. If I shine light on the mirror, a symbol appears. One of a sun and one of a moon. I remember this. I see a partition over there. Okay. Leftmost room. I need to flush this fucking toilet. Can I flush this toilet somehow? Oh, there we go. Oh, it looks like the rod. Okay, how do I flush the toilet, yo? I've taken the handle off and the string's just hanging there. So it's just like the sun symbol we saw in that dark room. You think there's some kind of puzzle here? Symbol we saw in the dark room. An old school toilet. What do I do with the towel? Hold. I don't know how to flush the toilet one time. Okay, but how do I flush the toilet? No. Ah! I just broke everything. I am confused. How do I do this puzzle? There's a string hanging from the ceiling here. You pull it to flush the toilet. There's a string hanging from the ceiling here. You pull it to flush the toilet. There's the same symbol as the moon here in the room, right? Nothing to do with the toilet. There's a string here to flush the... You pull it to flush the toilet. But it's not letting me flush the toilet. So I haven't triggered something yet. So it's gotta be to do with that towel. There's a mirror here in the back of the room. Hang up this one. Whether or not they're reflecting in any way. Yeah, but it's not letting me. I'm trying to open the drawer, get the tile. I must have missed something. Like I missed something important here. It looks like it just looks. That drawer opens up from that. Get the... Go to the left and flush the toilet. Hold right on the control. One, 2, 3, 4. How do you flush the toilet? Like... Okay. Back. Or 7. Oh my god. Is it gonna let me flush the damn toilet yet? I want to make shitties! Please! Oh my god, thank you! 1. 1. 2. 3. 4. Did you just hear something? I did, but it doesn't look like anything's happened here. Wonder what that sound was. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's that sound again. It happens whenever I pull the string a couple of times. Junpei, did you hear something from the other room? The other room? The dark room? He's having the running one. There we go. Let's go back to the dark room. Well, the drawer opens easy enough. Now we get 2 more tiles. Okay, well, it looks like we've investigated all the rooms. The only mystery left is the door. All right, let's crack the mystery then. We've got 4 tiles, and there are a bunch of tiles on the door the same size. So we should replace 4 tiles with the 4 we've got, and that should open up the door. The only way to find out. Only one way to find out. Okay, let's look this up real quick. Okay, it's just, there's 4 E's. And there's 4 tiles. Hey, did you hear something on lock? Does that mean we got it right? Yes, it looks like we did. The 14 hidden on the tile. Did you convert it to hexadecimal? It's an E. Basically, the E's and emergence are 14s from the tiles. So if you replace them, that gives us the answer. You really care why it worked? Let's just get out of here. Yes, let's go. We found it. And with that, we're going to go on a brief little break. They passed through the open doors and headed to the next room. Junpei jogged down the short staircase and looked around. The hell is this place? The words had sprung unbidden to his lips, but it was clear why. Not. Junpei shivered. Lotus and Seven reached the bottom of the stairs and stopped short, terrified. This room is really creepy. I think we better get ourselves the hell out of here now. He jogged up the stairs to the opposite side of the room and shook the door on the wall next to the catwalk. It didn't open, and he muttered to himself. Figures. It's locked, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know why I thought it'd be any different. Junpei looked around the room again. In the center was a chair, the back of which was covered with electrodes connected to a nest of wires. Beneath it was a strange glass panel. Junpei wasn't sure what it was for, but it made him uncomfortable. Whatever might have been beyond the glass, Junpei couldn't tell. It was too dark. Junpei turned to look at the right side of the room. There was a table covered with pieces of cloth. Parts of the cloth were stained with something that looked suspiciously like blood. On the top of the table were a number of metal instruments. Junpei didn't know how many there were or what they were for, and he had a feeling he didn't want to find out. His mind began to imagine what they could have taken place in this dark, cold room. Things he imagined were not pleasant. Junpei shook his head in an attempt to clear it, and tried to focus on something else. Anyway, we don't need to stay here any longer than we got to. Let's figure out the puzzle and get the hell out of here. Come on. Bring my chair in. Okay. Let's take the wrench. Let's take a number of rusty torture tools are lined up here. I don't think there's anything useful here. Study rusty stairs. What are you gonna go back, Junpei? I wish solving puzzle was that easy. The cover's bolted pretty good. Should be able to get these bolts off with this wrench, though. Let's go. It's open. The hole's too small. You can't see in it even with the cover off. Well, you can't see in it, but I think there's enough room to stick your arm in. Are you sure you want to do that? There could be something dangerous in there. Okay, I admit it scares me, but I need to see if there's anything useful in there. All right, here we go. Arm into the hole. Hey, I think I can feel something. It's small, cold, and hard. It doesn't feel like there's anything else. All right, let's see what this thing is. A sun key. The hole is too small to see through. That's what she said. Oh. There's something on screen. This device will conduct the experiment. Once the experiment has been completed, the door will unlock. First, adjust the switches on match to match the blocks of sample above. Huh? I don't know what the thing is, but we got to figure this puzzle out. Right next to a torture chair, whatever it is, I don't think it's good. Anyway, you just need to adjust the switches to match the blocks on top, right? You adjust the switches to show the 4 blocks on top, and then press the check button. Junpei, we don't know what this thing does. We can come back to it later. There are lots of other things we could do. Fucking hello? I'm just gonna put it in. Yeah, this is what Lotus said. Lotus is a person. She sure is. Torture room. Sun key. Literally, there's 2 items. How to escape. Read the dead. Oh, what? Okay, 1 second. Turn all the switches on except for the top right. Okay. Adjustment is complete. Now proceeding to execution phase. To complete the experiment, data must be collected from subject. Once preparation is complete, place subject in chair. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I thought we solved the puzzle already. What does it mean by preparation? I don't know. I've got a bad feeling about this. Oh, I think this is the one one of us is gonna have to sit in the chair. Well, 7's never gonna fit in that chair. It's either you or me, Junpei. Collecting data. I wonder if it's gonna run electricity through the subject. There's a human head on the screen. Maybe it's gonna zap your brain with a little electricity. This really doesn't sound safe. Anyway, we still gotta prepare. We could talk about this after we figured out what it means by prepare. Alright? A preparation, alright? Well, if we want to prepare this, so we may as well ask ourselves what to do. 1 to 2 levers. No. Please fill the disposal tank with water. What tank? Oh man, don't tell me we gotta do something with a water tank. Well, there's probably something around here to open up a tank or whatever. It's got to ask us what to do. It looks like there's only a couple of controls in this room. Okay, what I gotta do is tap the yellow lever until the window below the chair lights up. These levers gotta turn on somehow. Yeah. Okay. There are a bunch of buttons here with letters A through C. Let's push some of them. C, they aren't down you go. If I press it again, back up you come. I guess these buttons switch on something on, so it's E, D, B, F. What? There's a strange noise coming from the chair. It looks like it's been turned on. I guess the power is sent in a specific way. The sun key should fit into the keyhole on these manacles. All right, the sun key in. There you go. And yes, great, they're open. I don't think we're going to need the sun key again in here, though. Just seems unlikely. All right, sun key, you've done your job. Into my pocket with you. I don't think examining the chair is going to do much with the machine right now. I should probably take a look at the monitor instead. The screen says to fill the tank with water, we need to find the controls for the tank, I guess. I need to go back here and kill the shark. I can see some oil or something down there at the base of the lever. Yeah, it feels like it's got some movement to it. Should I just be able to push this thing? Pull this thing, pull the lever. Is that water? What the hell? What's going on? Will you calm down? It's just water going somewhere. It sounds like it's underneath us. That means the floor. Oh, Junpei, look. Oh, oh, damn. I can see through the glass now. The restraining device is unlocked. Please seat subject and device. The message on screen was disturbingly detached. Well, like we thought, it's not going to work unless someone sits in it. How ironic that this would be the situation in which this slim, beautiful body is useful. Lotus, are you sure? I can sit in it and you can solve. Junpei's right. If we screw it up, Seven couldn't bring himself to finish the thought. His eyes on the floor. Junpei followed them. Beneath it was a dead shark floating underneath the glass. Perhaps it had been killed by an electric shock. I'll be fine. Even if I fall in, the shark is already dead. But no one likes an indecisive man, Junpei. I could still give you advice from the chair too, you know. I just don't want to stay in this room any longer than we have to. Go over to that screen. Let's get this over with. After her words, he made it clear Lotus would book no argument. She turned around to walk to the chair without hesitation. But she did not sit down. Despite what she had said, she did indeed feel hesitation. Her legs shook. Look, do you think you could do me one last favor? Don't say last. You're making me nervous. Just listen. If something happens to me, I want you to tell my daughters that I love them very much. No. Tell them I'll always love them. Daughters? You've got kids? Yes, I do. I suppose they're about your age, Junpei. They're twins. I had them when I was young after some things happened. Their names are Nona and... Hey, Script, where have you heard that name before? Have you heard that name here before, Script? Just curious. Have you heard that name before? Wait. Nona? Junpei's words shot out before he'd even realized what he had said. He remembered the story Seven had told him. Ao, Light, and Nona. Those were the names of, well, some of them. The kids that were there in the experiment, I mean. What the hell's wrong with you? Lotus took a step back from Junpei. Seven looked just as shocked as Junpei. He blinked his eyes rapidly, and they weren't sure if he was completely awake. No way. I couldn't. Lotus, is your last name? Holy fuck. Kashuyabara? Lotus's eyes went wide. How did you know that? Are you serious? What the hell is this? There's no way that you're that kid's mom. That kid? What do you mean, that kid? Why are you acting like you've met her? Seven's brow furrowed. I have. What? Yeah, I met one of your kids. When? 9 years ago. Where? On this ship. Why were you... It's not a short story. I don't care how long it is. Tell me, please. What happened here? Seven glanced at Junpei and turned back to Lotus and began to speak. It was the same story he had told Junpei he heard only minutes before. Every detail. Every detail. At last, Seven finished. Lotus shook her head. Oh my god. Everything I've been looking for the last 9 years. The person who had all the answers was right here. Looking for? Yes, that's right. 9 years ago, my daughters disappeared. Then, 9 days later, they came back. They never told me what happened to them over those 9 days. I took them to the doctor, but I was told they hadn't been hurt in any way. Still, I wasn't sure that they had seen... I wasn't sure if they'd seen something terrible. So I couldn't bring myself to force them to talk about it. If I did, then I'd force them to relive the horrors that they'd been through. I didn't have any choice. I had to try and ignore it and move on. A few months passed. Gradually, they started to act like they were always had before they disappeared. They smiled, made jokes, and did all these things that silly kids do. It got harder and harder for me to ask about what happened. How could I ask them to remember that? Eventually, I knew there was no way I could do that. But I'm still a mother. I couldn't simply forget something terrible had happened to my children. So I decided I would investigate what happened on my own. I would find out what happened during those 9 missing days. What did you find out? Nothing. The police pretended to be concerned, but they didn't do anything. Once the 16 missing children had gone missing and come back, things were just swept under the rug. Even the media didn't talk about what happened. I figured someone was probably paying or threatening them to keep their mouths shut. Duh, Cradle Pharmaceuticals. No, probably someone even bigger than that. Cradle Pharmaceutical? Have you heard of them before? No, that's the first time I've heard that name. Seven, how did you find out the Cradle Pharmaceuticals was connected to the kidnappings in the first place? Duh, I figured it out when the victims had in common would lead me to the culprit. That's what any good cop does. And what did they have in common? Every single one of the kids who had disappeared had gone to one of the hospitals at some point. This one hospital at some point. The hospital was one of that were under a bunch of Cradle Pharmaceutical. After that, it was just about connecting the dots. The hospital. The hospital. For a while, I was trying some kind of story out of the hospital kids. It was, one of them told me a weird story. What was it? Have you heard about the Ganzenfeld experiment? I guess all these kids had to go through it while they were at the hospital. I think they passed some sort of counseling. They passed some sort of counseling. Seven cleared his throat and proceeded to explain the Ganzenfeld experiment. Firstly, subjects Q and A were put into separate rooms, far away from each other. With that, I think we are going to end the stream there. And we will learn about the Gansfield experiment next time. So, I think that's where we're going to be ending the stream off right now. If you liked the video, consider leaving a like, follow, and subscribe. Check us out on other social medias linked in the description. Bye now.